What's good, y'all? I just wanted to make a video on why the anointing matters.
You know what? If you get some clear.
And so I wanted to speak on this because, for real, like you can logic somebody to fucking death and they ain't never gonna change and shit. And that's the truth. Because it's a real big ass blunt weapon to logic someone to death. Even though you would think it's precise. You know, it's hitting all the points. This reason, that reason, and the third. Why the fuck isn't somebody listening? And sometimes that's not the point. Sometimes it really is the anointing, you know what I'm saying? Because the anointing is different. It has all the logic, it's built off of the logic, right? But logic speaks to your mind. The anointing speaks to your spirit. And so if you're just hitting somebody in their mind, right? But you're neglecting 2/3 of it, right? And we are complex beings. Like it's not, it can't hit anywhere else. And so when you use the anointing, it kind of just goes in there like a laser or a scalpel, and it's very precise, and it hits key points, and it heals the soul, it speaks through the spirit into the soul. And so now, because most people are hurt, most people have scars and wounds, and that shit'll fuck you up. And it's understandable that it would, because most people operate in that fashion. So logically, it would keep you safe to operate in that fashion. But when we talk about the spirit, that's a whole nother game. And so, like, for instance, the church I went to, Pastor Fred White, Speaking Spirit, he had a men's group, and his overarching idea and goal was to have 500 men of honor, right? And this is when I was going through my first spiritual awakening, and I was thirsty, right? I was going to church like 4 times a week, volunteering. And I did my own exegesis, and I was, in my spare time I would listen to preachers and ministers on YouTube and shit. And like, one of the things that I had struggled with mentally, right, was how not to cheat. Now, for 9 times out of 10, you know what the right thing to do is and the wrong thing to do is. Ain't nobody stupid. Most people ain't stupid. It's just a lot of hurt and a lot of like acquired repetition patterns people fall into that sway your mind to give you that bias on, I need to act this way. And I can't argue with that for all intents and purposes. If you see things that way, because it's a perspective, and it's not for me to invalidate your perspective. I only bring a new perspective. So, I had been hurt when I was younger from infidelity, And I was like, damn, if I got like fucking married and shit, and then like, I was like, oh, that's when the devil tempts me and shit. You know what I'm saying? What would I do? Because carnally, I could like, it was entertaining. Feel me? Like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? You can think of all different type of like scenarios. Because it's fun to do bad shit sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's fun. Be naughty. You feel me? But so I struggled with that because I didn't want to hurt the person. I didn't want to hurt my kids if I had them. And I wasn't sure in myself and shit. I could have listened to any goddamn thing. For real. But the shit, I don't know, you gotta grow through shit and go through shit. You know what I'm saying? When I went to his men's meeting on Tuesday and shit, I can't tell you what happened because we were supposed to say it's like, hey, anything that happens in the men's meeting, they don't leave the men's meeting and shit. And I was like, you know what I'm saying? Fair. Because that gave men an opportunity to really be men and talk about the struggles they face without no goddamn judgment. Because people who don't understand what men go through, it's quick to judge. If you quick to judge, you quick not to understand. And if you quick not to understand, what's the point of me fucking like either changing or listening to your goddamn side of the story? If you're not understanding where I'm coming from, you know, it's all I respect it. And not only with logic, but it was the anointing. And the problems men faced, and most of them were older than me. I was about like 24 to 25 at the time. Most of them was older than me and shit. But it was like 7 that were my age right now. I went to that group for a good minute, but I swear it only took like 5 times going there where it healed portions of me to the point where I was confident in myself not to cheat because it was real men being really authentic. And that wasn't just logic, because I always can look up some research and I can always find the best solution to some shit, you know what I'm saying? Most people can't. But it doesn't mean that it's affecting your soul, you know? And that's what you really want to do. You want to heal your soul. And so that's why I want to tell you how important it is. First of all, respecting the anointing. Second of all, trust. Now, I joke around because that's a side of me. I don't hide, like, the shit. Like, fucking desire is one thing. You know what I'm saying? Your flesh is another thing. You can't just completely discard those things. But me being confident in who I am, because things spoke to my spirit, and that's just the name of the church, Speaking Spirit Ministries. Things spoke to my spirit. It created an evolution within me, and that's why, even though all of the goddamn bullshit I went through, I never cheated on that. Because it wasn't a part of my spirit no more. Logically, I had every right to. Every fucking right to. After a certain point. And I knew it. But I couldn't do it. And that's not the flesh man talking, that's the spirit man. Because my spirit man is above my flesh man. And what God freed me from, because He could trust me. He could trust my spirit because we got the same spirit, right? Was that okay? Now I trust you because you're in balance. Well, I'm gonna rebalance you because I wanted you to live. You have to live in your physical body. You're led by you, your soul, and when diverse temptations come around, your spirit takes charge. You flip in between. You're three beings at once. You don't have to be led by this, that, or the third when all you have to do is just meet the occasion. And that's very important. That's why the anointing is very important. You could have somebody on paper checking every goddamn box. You have somebody doing it properly as a bitch. You know what I'm saying? But where are the results? Where are the fruit? Because the word is planting the seed. But you need to plant the seed in the spirit. That's the soil. It grows from the soul. Anyway, yeah. If in any way that I speak, it touches your spirit, then that's nothing but the Spirit of God touching you. It's touching that pure part of you, because y'all all from Him. And so I don't make it a point to give people. I give people information, and it won't bother me whether they take it or not. When they bring problems to me or whatever, like that's them asking for something, even if they really don't want it. They're asking, so I try my hardest and shit. And so I speak. And it's literally the Spirit of God. The reason why my words hit, it's not just logic, because I've made sense my whole goddamn life. People ain't want to fuck with me. But when I reclaimed my original spirit from heaven, meant to purify me, to touch people, you know? And going through all of this bullshit I went through, it made me be able to be simultaneously all three in any given situation. Just because I joke around, that's not me. It is me, but it's not my actions, and I don't have to worry about that because I know me. You feel me? I done proved it 10 times over. If people don't want to trust that, then they lying to themselves. Because ain't no goddamn way niggas can at this point. Like, and I swear I'm the part of God that doesn't want to prove Himself. It's like, I said I'd do it, right? I gave you my word, right? That's it. Like, I don't want to be forced to fucking prove anything. I never have. Like, that's why I never goddamn proved shit to anybody. I just told them what it was, and I guess they thought I was fucking lying. But you know, at some point, it makes sense. You know, you have to prove who the fuck you are. Like I'm telling you, like, why doesn't nobody goddamn believe me? Like God only be, you know, back in the day, Old Testament vibes. He was only like squirting doses of blessings, and it was nationwide, like that you would know from Him. Everything. It says that he feeds the birds. It says that He takes into consideration the beasts of the field. He even blesses the wicked because it's just in him, and he takes no credit in it. The ones that he does take credit for, blessedness is just his occupation, man. That's God. He just like to bless people, but he also likes to teach people. And when you get a blessing and you know it's from God, don't it hit different? It do. All right. So, just know that. And I think that's what meek is. Meek is a lot of things. A lot of words have a lot of meanings. You know what I'm saying? But I won't never always trying to goddamn prove myself. I was just trying to be me. And when niggas weren't fucking with that, I just went back to the drawing board and made a better me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then niggas surprised when I pop out and I'm like, you didn't think I've been working on myself this whole goddamn time? Like, you thought I was just fucking chilling? Like, I don't know what niggas be thinking sometimes, man. But yeah, you know, and you know, you don't always need. People say you have to get the water baptism, but you look in the Bible and shit. Like, am I not from God? And the apostle said, yes, this is Jesus speaking. And he said, okay. And then he blew on them. These niggas was like, what the hell is going on? He just blew on all of them. Why? Because the Spirit is everything. And he was blowing the Spirit on them. What is baptism for? To clean you. What happens after a while? The Spirit, it tarries for a little bit. So it's a process. Then it comes into you. And then you get the anointing on the inside. You were born with an anointing. And you were born with an inheritance. That's your earthly inheritance and your earthly anointing. When you're born again, you get a second set. See, this is why you shouldn't even have to be worried about, like, motherfucking, like, your chirons and your destinies and shit. Because, oh, shit, you were born that day, and the stars were this, that, and the third, but weren't you born again? Aren't the stars in a different spot? This is why you shouldn't have to steal nobody's life. Because God gave you an earthly life, and that was based off your karma and all that shit from the past. But he also gave you so much love, sent his son to die, so that not only did you not have to worry about that, but if you leaned on the word, you actually had a second chance at a future. Taking away a whole bunch of past sins, just forgiving them. That's love, man. That's real love. And the lie is to tell people that this is what you gotta do to get ahead, because I look at your chart, your karma is like fucked up. And you like, goddamn, I didn't even know I did all that shit in 14 past lives. You feel me? Like, I'm dealing with all that. And then not only that, with your family, you inherit karma. So it's like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? The fuck else am I supposed to do? Like, I'm me. All I know is me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the other fuck nigga did. Nah. He's like, I got you. If you believe. And so that's what I'm telling you right now. It gotta be every step of the way. It's like just one foot is physical, and the other foot is spiritual. Every time you take that step, the Spirit of God is taking the step with you. If you want to increase your faith, go out on limbs of faith. If you want to get bigger, go to the gym, work out. If you want to change anything, do the appropriate action, and you'll garner the results. The spirit I got ain't some spirit that's super hard to get. It takes mustard seed of faith and a bath and a confession. And you know why we do rituals? Because it's not even the ritual, it's the belief that really does things. But the ritual gives us a concrete connection. Instead of just thinking it, you get to partake in the action of manifestation. So in your mind, it's like a mind-body connection. It's like, when you don't have no doubt in a paycheck coming because you worked for it, right? You went to work, you clocked in, you signed a little motherfucker, whatever and shit, and it's coming. It's the same way. It's like you do the ritual, you know it's coming. It's different. Like in the spirit, all you have to do is believe in it's coming. But doing the ritual gives you peace of mind. Most of the things God do is not really for him, it's for you. So that you could trust him. So you have something to hold on, something to grasp onto, other than just thinking until the cows come home and shit. But that's just why it's important. I'm free, man. Can't none of these niggas hold me back. Ain't none of these niggas do shit that'll affect me. And I get to be me, the actual legitimate version of myself, with no judgments, because my spirit is pure and it justifies everything because my intentions are pure. And if I fuck up, God knows my heart, and I just say sorry, and that's it. Otherwise, I get to be fucking me. Because I've proven it to God. And that's why he blessed me the way he blessed me. That's why I get to do the shit I get to do. Because he know what type and what caliber of a human being I am. I didn't know. He made me. I did not know. And so, if you are unsure and in question, it's really just like, oh, nah, you always knew who you were supposed to be. It's just, the world kind of fucks you up. So, I can cultivate you back. But it's not always going to be how you want. Because, you don't have an account of every fucking reason to why you got to the way you are. So now I have to go and, anoint you and make you ready because I'm healing wounds that you forgot about. That's basically what God did. And I'm gonna leave you.